Hi, this is Richard C. I'm a math tutor here at Wyzant, answering a question submitted by a student. Now, this one is a question that you have to read carefully. You should be reading all the questions carefully, but I'll warn you ahead of time that you want to be reading this once or twice because the first time I read it, I got the diagram wrong. What we have is an antenna. We have a building that's obviously built on the ground, and we have an antenna on top of that building. And to keep matters simple, I'm going to put the antenna here. So here's the top of the antenna. And now we can draw a good diagram. From the point on the ground, the angle of the elevation to the top of the antenna is 28.5. So from a point on the ground, so here we are at a point on the ground, the angle of elevation is 28.5. To the top of the antenna, but the angle of elevation to the bottom of the antenna from the same point. So let's use another color so we don't get confused. And we'll use green. So on this one, the angle of elevation is 21.5. So we have two right triangles, a green right triangle and a black right triangle. And what we're going to do is create a system of equations, because there's no way to solve this directly. They want to know how tall is the building, so we make that x. So this is another tip for you. Whatever you're trying to solve for, make it x, because that's what we're used to solving. And one other piece of information I didn't put here is that the antenna is 132. So let's start with the black triangle. From the black triangle, we know that the tangent, which is opposite over adjacent, of 28.5, and the adjacent, I'm just going to call this is the distance that we are away from the building. So it's the tangent of 28.5 is going to be equal to 132 plus x. So it's opposite over adjacent, which is d. And now I'll just solve this for d. So d is 132 plus x over the tangent 28.5. Okay, and now for the green triangle, nice to be able to use colors online. So now we're dealing with this green triangle on the bottom, and we'll say that the tangent, let me correct that. So the tangent of 21.5 is equal to, which is the green triangle here, and that's going to be x over d. And we can solve for d here. It's going to be x over the tangent 21.5. Okay, so we have a system of equations, and there's two equations and two variables. So we can solve this, and I think you could tell from the way I'm setting this up, we're going to solve it using the method of substitution. We're not going to try to do elimination here. And I'm going to just go to another color and set this up. So 132 plus x over the tangent of 28.5. So the tangent of 28.5, my calculator gives me 0.54. That's equal to x over the tangent of 21.5. Tangent 21.5 is 0.39. Okay, so now we're going to cross multiply. I'm going to get 0.39 times 132 plus x is equal to 0.54x. And now we'll just distribute the 0.39. So 0.39 times 132 is 51.48 plus 0.39x equals 0.54x. And then 51.48 is going to be equal to, so we have to subtract 54 minus 39 is 15. And this gives us, let's see, on the calculator, that divided by 0.15 is 343.2. And that's our answer. And you know, I drew the antenna to be a little too high, but 343 seems reasonable to me, given the information that this building is, well, let's see, it's on a tall building, so it's about 3 times the height of the antenna. So I guess that's what they mean by a tall building. Anyway, that's the answer that I get. So it's not too bad if you just be patient with it. Just follow the lead, make a good diagram, read it carefully, and then realize that you can't solve it directly. And I think that's why the students submitted this for help. But it can be solved through a system of equations. Okay, so that's it for this question. I hope that was helpful to you, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.